Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. First of all, I've got to say congratulations going out to Gabriel Martinelli, who's got to the final of the Olympics with the Brazilian football team. Martinelli putting away his penalty in style in the penalty shootout that they had with Mexico, and they are through to the final, and hopefully he can get a win. It'd be great for him. He said already that he's looking forward to getting back to Arsenal. Big season ahead for him. Really want to see him feature a lot for Arsenal. You know, we've got a great player on our hands, Mikel Arteta. Please use him more, right? Because we used him too sparingly, I thought, last season. But congratulations going out to Gabriel Martinelli. Of course, Brazil are going to be playing in the final against Spain. Marco Asensio with a brilliant goal against Japan to break their hearts in the dying minutes of the game. Asensio linked with a move to Arsenal. Who hasn't been? He's a great player, by the way. He really is a talented player. I was surprised to learn that he's now 25. I still thought he was a bit younger than that. He's 25, I think 26 by the end of this year. Scored the winner for Spain, as I said, to get them to the final of the Olympics. And the Spanish outlet Fijales says that Arsenal lead the race to sign him. They're saying that, you know, £34 million would get the job done for Arsenal to sign him. We know that Real Madrid looking to offload players this summer. They've got too many. And Marco Asensio didn't always feature last season. You know, he played a lot, but there was a lot of games that he didn't play. Look at his age. He wants regular football now. He wants to be playing on a regular basis. Primarily, he's a winger. And this is where I see the problem with this one. Arsenal got enough wingers. I just can't see this one. You know what I mean? I'm seeing this link out there. Is this another sort of Real Madrid ploy to be sort of putting players out there that potentially they can move on for big money? I don't see this, even though the link is out there linking us with Asensio. I think a couple of years ago, I would have been like, yes. And it's not that he's still not a great player, but, you know, where's he going to play? We've got Saka, we've got Pepe, you know, we've got all these players. Martinelli, who I just mentioned, you know, Aubameyang playing out wide as well. Where would he fit in the team? I just don't see it, but that link is out there, and that's what we do. We tell you about the links on this program. Now, what about Lautaro Martinez? We've all still been getting quite excited about this potential deal. We know that the interest from Arsenal is real. It's not fake news. Arsenal have made inquiries about him and are interested in the possibility of signing him. It's complicated because of the, you know, we still got Lacazette on our books, and we'd have to move Lacazette on. But does Romelu Lukaku hold the key to this deal getting done? And the reason why I say that is that yesterday Chelsea put in a bid of £85 million. I think the rumours is as well, plus Marcos Alonso, to get the Lukaku deal done. That was turned down by Inter Milan. They do not want to sell Romelu Lukaku. However, one of their big stars are going to have to go this summer. They've already sold Hakimi. A lot of financial trouble Inter Milan, and they recognize that they're going to need to sell either Lukaku or Lautaro Martinez. They don't want to sell Lukaku. He's their main guy. He was their player of the season last year. He was brilliant. They don't want to sell him. If you look at what some of the things that Lukaku said, he doesn't really want to go. You know what I mean? He was asked previously, you know, Chelsea or Inter Milan, he said, I want to stay at Inter. However, when big money starts getting bandied around, as I said, Chelsea offering up £85 million plus a player, we know that Chelsea are never short of a few pounds. They could come crashing back in with a big deal, right? Say 100 million, you know, start, because I'm sure Inter Milan are going to start looking at it and saying, well, Harry Kane, you know, the sort of money that's been bandied around for him. Lukaku, same sort of age, similar goal scoring record. We want the same type of money for him. And Chelsea know they're not going to get Harry Kane because Tottenham wouldn't want to sell to Chelsea. So if Lukaku does end up going to Chelsea, there's no way I feel that Inter Milan would then sell Lautaro Martinez. You know, their fans would go absolutely crazy. However, maybe it's a thing that if Arsenal moved in, if they are very serious about getting Lautaro Martinez, moved in very quickly, tried to get this one done as soon as possible. And then, you know, once they've got the money for Lautaro Martinez and they may be willing to deal quicker on this, they can just shut down the whole Lukaku thing with Chelsea and hold on to their star man. So it's going to be intriguing, this one. How badly do Arsenal want to get Lautaro Martinez? Or is it just an inquiry? That is what we're going to find out, you know, as things are starting to really heat up now with some of these big transfers in the transfer market. As I said, the Harry Kane one, where's he going? And the Lukaku one. These are two of the big ones that were predicted for the summer. Now we're starting to see movement on those. James Maddison's another one of the big ones that's been spoken about. Now, there's been a lot of talk that Arsenal are proposing to offer players plus money to Leicester to get this deal done. The players in question seem to be one of either Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Eddie Nketiah, on Joe Willock. Now, the thing is about this is that Leicester, number one, do not want to sell Maddison. We've heard what Brendan Rodgers has come out this week and said that, you know, Maddison's not for sale. The owners of the club have told him that he doesn't have to sell anybody. But we know that money talks. But exactly that with Leicester, I don't feel they're looking for players. Like, you know, they bought players in. I mean, why would they want Eddie Nketiah when they've got Patson Daka, they've got Vardy, you know, they've got Kelechi Iheanacho. Why would they then want to, you know, money plus Eddie Nketiah for a full striker? I just don't see that. They want the money, right? The only way we're going to get this deal done, again, is big money. These deals are those big ones that you got to come up front with the big money or it ain't happening. So I personally don't see these player plus money deals happening for these players. I feel that Arsenal, if they're going to have to come, you know, as we say, they're going to have to come correct. They have to come with the money. Or I just don't see him getting this deal done. Joe Willock, continually linked with a move to Newcastle. The Telegraph claiming today that Newcastle are prepared to pay £22 million to get the deal for Joe Willock done. However, what they're saying is Joe Willock is still undecided on his future. He really would like to stay at Arsenal, really would like to, you know, break his way into that first team. He thinks he's good enough now. He thinks he's proved himself. I do as well. He's proved himself on his low move and he wants to get into the Arsenal team. But again, will Arsenal cash in on Joe Willock? £22 million for me is not enough. I mean, we were being told originally it's like 30 million. He's 21. So we don't want to be giving him away, you know. So for me, not for me, that's too little. If that's the amount of money being spoken about, we keep him. But for some of the targets that Arsenal are looking at, maybe they might have to sacrifice Willock. I don't know. Again, this is going to be really interesting to see if Joe Willock, come the end of this transfer window, is still an Arsenal player. One person we know who's definitely staying is Granit Xhaka, and we're being told that it's a 2-year extension. Lots of reports on it yesterday, including guys like Fabrizio Romano coming out and saying it's going to be a 2-year extension, extending his contract till 2025. He'd be 33 then. 2025. He would have been at Arsenal 9 years. I mean, wow. Who would have thought it when he, you know, ripped off his shirt and threw that armband down and, you know, basically told the fans to F off, that he'd still be here, but he is still here. What we want from Granit Xhaka this season is those performances, what we saw in the Euros for Switzerland, where, you know, that was a leader on the pitch, leading from the front, driving his team. That's what we need to see, you know. Again, I spoke about this yesterday. It's a bit of a gamble, this one, from Mikel Arteta. If this one goes wrong, this extension for Granit Xhaka, people are going to be looking at Mikel Arteta and saying, you sanctioned this. He was your guy. You've kept him here instead of going out there and maybe getting a Basuma or somebody like that. This is your guy, right? So I don't want to hear nothing. As a matter of fact, this whole season now, I heard the guys last night when they were doing News Daily say it. No more, he ain't had a Arteta hasn't had a pre-season, or some of these guys are not his signings. These are his signings, and these are the players that he is keeping. So this is big this season for Mikel Arteta. He's got to get these right, and he's going big with Granit Xhaka. We know that Arsenal need a goalkeeper. Definitely, we've been linked with Ramsdale, Sam Johnson, these sort of goalkeepers. We've also been linked previously with Andre Onana. Now, the Ajax keeper was all set to join Lyon. It was done and dusted. He was going to be joining Lyon for £5 million. But at the last minute, he's pulled out of the deal. He's not signing for Lyon now. Now, this is really interesting. Apparently, the talk is that he said that bigger clubs are interested in him, right? So he's pulled out. That really made Lyon happy, right? But he's pulled out of that deal. Now, remember, he's suspended from playing because of this drugs ban until November. He can't. I think it's November the 3rd before he can play. I think September the 3rd before he can even start training again. But he's saying that bigger clubs are interested in him. Of course, we know Arsenal are interested. Inter Milan are another club interested. As I said, was going to sign for Lyon for £5 million. Now, when I see these rumours going around about Aaron Ramsdale, you know, come on, Arsenal, go all in and get him. I know he can't play till November, but when I was sort of analysing it, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, right, you've got Leno's back, and hopefully it'd be a gamble because you're going to rely on Leno staying fit, right? But Leno's back, right? We've got 3 games in August. There's a little bit of a break in September, then a couple of games in September, then October, then Onana will be back in for £5 million rather than going out and spending 25 million plus on an they want 30 million on an Aaron Ramsdale. I'm sorry, that makes perfect sense to move and get Onana. We were interested in him originally. Let's move. Let's move. You know, he's there. He's available. He's a very, very highly rated keeper. He's got, as I said, got himself into a lot of trouble with his drugs ban, but he's going to be available. It makes sense if we're looking to, use that 5 million there and use that 25 million that, would have went on a Aaron Ramsdale and go and get a Maddison or go and get a Lautaro Martinez or a Bruno Guimaraes or a Jose Moa, whoever, Martin Odegaard. Use that money towards the areas that we need. And we have ourselves a, great backup goalkeeper who will push Leno all the way, right? That's what we want. We want Leno on his toes. He still looks a bit lackadaisical sometimes because of the lack of competition behind him. Push Leno with a guy like Onana. But, hey, let's see. Let's see. It makes perfect sense to me, but I ain't the one with the money doing the signings. That's Edu and Mikel Arteta. Let's see what they do. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. Don't forget, back tonight with News Daily, another great show. The show was great last night, watching it with Stricto and also Turkish. They were brilliant on the show last night. And tomorrow, I can tell you, we've got a very special guest. We've got Chris Hudson coming on live at 6 o'clock. And ex-Arsenal player Kevin Campbell is going to be on as well. So you don't want to miss that show. AFTV News Daily, that show taking a place by storm. Every evening, you guys get a chance to have your say, your comments, really interact a lot with you guys. So make sure you check that out. Thanks for watching the show, and I shall see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe here to AFTV.